Ever find yourself stuck in a loop of endless thoughts trying to solve a puzzle that seems to have no solution? Welcome to the world of overthinking, a paradoxical realm where the more you think, the less you feel you know. Overthinking is like a mental treadmill, constantly moving but never really going anywhere. It's a common issue that many of us grapple with, often without even realizing it's happening. You see, our brains are wired to solve problems, but when there's no clear problem to solve, our minds can get caught up in a whirlwind of hypotheticals, what-ifs, and worst-case scenarios. The psychological impact? It's like carrying a heavy backpack on a long hike. Over time, it can lead to stress, anxiety, and even depression. It robs us of the present moment and keeps us stuck in a never-ending cycle of worry and self-doubt. But hey, no need to overthink this introduction. We're here to help you break free from this mental hamster wheel. So, you're stuck in your own mind, but remember, it's not a battlefield. Let's get one thing straight. Overthinking isn't an enemy infantry you're up against. It's not a war to be waged, but a habit to be changed. The mind is a beautiful, complex piece of machinery, and sometimes it just gets a little too caught up in its own gears. Imagine you're learning to salsa. At first, you step on your partner's toes, you miss the rhythm, you lose your balance. But with practice and patience, you start to flow, to move with the music. Your mind, like your dance, is a rhythm that you can learn to flow with. So how do you break the habit of overthinking? Well, let's start with mindfulness. Mindfulness is like turning on the lights in a dark room. It allows you to observe your thoughts without getting swept up in them. Remember, you're not your thoughts. You're the observer of your thoughts. Another powerful tool is meditation. Think of meditation as a mental workout. You're training your brain to focus, to let go of the unnecessary, and to be present. Just as physical exercise strengthens your body, meditation strengthens your mind. Speaking of physical activity, it's another great way to break the cycle of overthinking. It's like shaking off the cobwebs, clearing out the clutter. When you're engaged in physical activity, you're too busy being present and active to be stuck in your head. So let's put this into perspective. Your mind is not a battlefield, it's a dance floor. Your thoughts aren't soldiers, they're dance partners. They may step on your toes from time to time, but with practice, patience, and a little bit of rhythm, you'll find your flow. And remember, the goal isn't to stop thinking completely. That's like trying to stop the music. The goal is to change the way you think, to dance with your thoughts instead of fighting them. So next time you feel like you're going to war with your thoughts, remember, it's just a dance, not a battle. Ever heard the saying, "There's no time like the present"? Well, it's more than just a cliche. It's a fundamental truth that can be the antidote to the venom of overthinking. This is because the present moment, my friends, is the only reality we truly have. The past is a memory, the future is a projection, but the now is real. Now let's talk about mindfulness, a concept that encourages us to live in the present moment. Mindfulness is about being fully aware of where we are and what we're doing, not overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's happening around us. It's like being an observer of our own thoughts and feelings, rather than getting swept away in them. So, how can we practice mindfulness to combat overthinking? Well, there are several ways. First, let's talk about deep breathing exercises. When we focus on our breath, we anchor our mind to the present moment. Take a deep breath in, hold it, and then let it out slowly. Feel the air filling your lungs and then leaving your body. This simple act can help to quiet the mind and reduce anxiety. Secondly, focus on your senses. What can you see, hear, taste, touch, and smell right now? By bringing our awareness to our senses, we can ground ourselves in the present moment and break free from the chains of overthinking. And here's another one: practicing gratitude. Each day, try to find 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things, just simple things that make you smile. By focusing on what's good in our lives right now, we can shift our thoughts away from negative patterns and towards positivity. So, what's the takeaway? Overthinking is a habit, and like all habits, it can be changed. By embracing the power of now, we can train our minds to focus on the present moment, reducing overthinking and enhancing our overall well-being. Remember, the present moment is your greatest ally, not your enemy. So, you've got some tools now to help you stop overthinking, but how do you make sure you keep it up? Well, the key lies in 2 simple words: consistency and patience. Changing habits, especially those that have been ingrained in our minds for years, can't happen overnight. It's like trying to change the course of a river. It takes time, gentle nudges, and a lot of patience. And while you're on this journey of transformation, remember to be kind to yourself. You're not going to get it right every time, and that's okay. Each stumble is a learning opportunity, each setback, a chance to come back stronger. Patience, my friends, is not about waiting. It's the ability to keep a good attitude while working hard for what you believe in. It's the steady persistence in the face of obstacles. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient, and you'll reclaim your mind from the clutches of overthinking. So, we've danced with our thoughts, embraced the present, and started on the path to reclaiming our minds. What's next? Well, let's take a quick trip down memory lane. We've learned that overthinking is a paradox. The more you think about it, the more it persists. But remember, your mind is not a battlefield. You don't have to fight your thoughts, just acknowledge them and let them pass. And don't forget the power of now. Being fully present is a powerful antidote to overthinking. It's your turn now. Apply these tips. Dance with your thoughts instead of wrestling with them. Spend more time in the present moment. Observe the changes in your thought patterns. It's like turning down the volume on your worries and turning up the volume on living. And hey, if you enjoyed this dance with psychology and philosophy, hit that subscribe button for more. Together, we can turn the hamster wheel into a dance floor.